What if I told you there was a way to make 6 figures per year in the M&A world this year, even if you don't currently own a business you can sell, nor do you have the money to actually go out and buy a business? Well, in this video, I am going to reveal what I consider to be the absolute best affiliate program out there in the world in terms of where you can send very little amounts of traffic and make some crazy big money. So let's dive into the referral program that can make you 6 figures this year. Now, of course, I am talking about the Empire Flippers program, of course, a program that I actually helped create years ago. And when I created this program, I was up against some pretty stiff competition. That competition was basically other customers of mine who were business buyers who they didn't want to use a broker. They wanted to go out and get their own private deal flow. And so what they did, because it raised hundreds of millions of dollars in certain cases, they rewarded any person that referred a business to them that they ended up buying with a Tesla, which are like, okay, guys, I can't compete against a Tesla. I can't be giving away Teslas for sure. So I started thinking, like, how can I reward our audience in such a way where they would prefer us over, say, the buyers that were giving them Teslas? And I created this referral program all those years ago, and I think I successfully succeeded where they ultimately failed, because you see a lot of those buyers that were giving away those Teslas at the height of the madness of the business buying madness a few years ago. Most of them are broke, and we're still here. So something worked out in our favor, but that's neither here nor there. If you're not familiar with me, with Empire Flippers, which I'm not sure why you're watching this, because it's not like we have a crazy traffic on this channel anyways, but if you're not familiar with us, what we are the largest curated marketplace in the entire world when it comes to buying and selling online businesses. So e-commerce stores, SaaS businesses, media websites, newsletters, mobile apps, marketing agencies, all of the above, basically. If it's digitally native, we are one of the biggest, if not the biggest, deal flow that is actually curated. And what curated means is we reject roughly around 94% of businesses that get submitted to us every single week. So with that said, let's go into how you can use and abuse the creature that Gray created to put some serious money in your pocket. All right, the first thing is big commission. So you always hear affiliate marketers talking about it's way better to have a high ticket affiliate offer usually, because you only need one sell to make a ton of money. Now, when my friends in the affiliate space are talking about that, usually what they mean is like $1,000, $2,000, maybe $5,000 commission from a single sell. And those do in fact exist. But mine is a bit better in a sense because, for example, we had just one of my referral partners send a single click over to us and I paid him $80,000, actually a little bit over $80,000. So if you want to make big commission as an affiliate, where you don't have the stress of actual fulfillment, there is almost no better program than mine, because you will get paid some top dollars. Now let's look at this. If you send a business over to us that is valued at, say, $2.5 million, so that would be making very roughly $45,000 and $65,000 a month in profit on average over a 12-month average. So that business, that $2.5 million business, we sell businesses that size all the time. We have a lot of experience with that kind of evaluation. How much would you get paid for that? Well, you will be taking 20% of our commission. So on that $2.5 million deal that you send over to us, where you did absolutely nothing other than referring the seller to us, you would get paid roughly $49,000. Not a bad payday. In fact, you only need to send us 2 referrals, and within less than a year, you could be at 6 figures in commissions with the Empire Flippers program. Now, you might be thinking, well, there's like, how can I possibly do that? It's not like I know these entrepreneurs that are making that much money. And I'll get to that, how you can do that, even if you know no one. But first, I want to talk about another thing that sometimes puts people off on our program because they just don't realize how the M&A world works. So when I made this program, I wanted to make sure that my referral partners get rewarded based on the actual sales cycle of M&A. You see a lot of people, they'll put in like a 30-day cookie or a 90-day cookie if they're extremely generous. And even on some high-ticket offers, 90 days is not long enough. If someone's going to buy something, going to pay you $5,000 as the affiliate, it's probably like a $10, $15, $20,000 purchase. And purchases like that take time. Now, when it comes to buying or selling a business, this also takes time. It takes a lot of trust. I would say on average, it takes us about 9 months from the time someone will subscribe to our newsletter, who might be really like gung-ho, they want to learn how to sell their business, to the point where they actually submit and then actually sell their business. That whole cycle can take 9 months, sometimes even longer. Sometimes it can take 1.5 years to do that. And this is why I put in a 2-year cookie on our affiliate program. So what does that mean? And when I say cookie, I don't mean just a cookie in the browser that can be easily deleted when someone goes and clears their cache. What I mean is if you send traffic to us, they join our CRM, they join our newsletter, what have you, that person is hard coded in our platform and in our CRM to you for 2 years. And that covers that entire sales cycle pretty generously. So when you start sending people my way, hey, you may not see a commission right away, but if you keep doing that consistently, you will start seeing some pretty big paydays as you do it over and over and over again and fill our pipeline with businesses that we can help sell. Now, the other thing that is very, very important here, if we go back to that $2.5 million deal, you can actually make some double-sided payouts. What I mean here is, let's say that business you referred to me is $2.5 million. That person sells, you get your 49K, awesome. But what is very common in my industry, so when someone goes to sell their business, it's usually the biggest liquidity event of their entire lives. Like this person just got $2.5 million now, burning a hole in their bank account. What do entrepreneurs tend to do? Well, most of the time, at least in my segment of the M&A market, what entrepreneurs tend to do is use that money for other projects, other businesses that they want to go and build. Now, within that other projects bucket, something that often happens is a seller will become a buyer. So they might take $1 million of that $2.5 million and come back to me, because now we have trust, right? I just made them a multi-millionaire. And they will come and buy, say, 2 businesses using $1 million of their payout. Nice $1.5 million in their bank account. And now they just bought 2 new businesses that they can grow. So in this case, you, as the referral partner, will not get paid just on that $2.5 million deal, but you get paid on all 3 deals. So that comes out to over $100,000 because you get paid the 20% on the $2.5 million, the 20% on, say, like a $500K business, and the 20% on the second $500K business that seller ended up buying from you. Your one referral, just one, ended up being almost or maybe slightly over $100,000 in affiliate payouts to you, because our program, unlike other M&A brokers out there, and even my buyers who created that Tesla program, we don't pay you just for the seller. We pay you also for the buyer. So you refer a bunch of buyers over to me, you'd get paid just like if you referred a bunch of sellers over to me. In fact, we've had a few referral partners, I believe it's happened twice, where they referred both the buyer and the seller on the exact same deal, which was very hilarious to see. A lot of us were like, whoa, man, we just lost 40% of our commission on that one. That was like a bitter victory in a sense, but also I was celebrating. It's working, it's working. So you can get these double-sided payouts, and sellers often become buyers because now they have liquidity. So your one referral might actually lead to multiple transactions during a 2-year window. And all those transactions are pretty big payouts. Now let's bring this home and give you some stories of actual referral partners we've had at Empire Flippers to show you, like, sometimes you don't even need to know the person. Like, if you don't have a network of entrepreneurial friends that would trust you with a recommendation or referring to us, to Empire Flippers, to sell their business or buy a business, that's okay. A lot of our biggest payouts to our referral partners, guess what? They didn't even know the person they sent to us. So one of our referral partners that I paid out $80,000, as I kind of mentioned earlier, he runs a YouTube channel in the business and marketing space. Sometimes he'll talk about buying and selling businesses, but most of the time he's not. And he'll drop his Empire Flippers affiliate link in that YouTube description, and someone clicked that link and ended up buying a business with us that they got paid $80,000 for sending out one click that cost them almost no time to put into their YouTube channel. They had no clue who that person was that came and bought the business. You can definitely say they were extremely happy when we were falling out. They're like, hey, we need to send you an $80,000 wire, right? Where do you want us to send it to, right? So that's just one story of someone growing a YouTube platform where they didn't really know the person that they referred. And that's something you can do too as a Empire Flippers referral partner. In fact, another partner of ours, they didn't build a content audience. They didn't have any audience whatsoever. What they did is they started running Google ads to a landing page, and they started referring tons of buyers our way that were verifying liquidity, sometimes in the millions of investable assets, or investable capital, I should say, to go and buy businesses from us. And this was just Google ads. There was no content, nothing. It's just a Google ad to a landing page that bridged over to us using their affiliate link. Now, if you do something like that, you can't use the Empire Flippers trademark. You can't pretend to be us, all that kind of jazz. That's no dice, no bueno. But there's nothing stopping you from running these ads, and they got paid out. They were running them for months. So most people wouldn't be running ads for months if they weren't making some money. So that's another way you can use this referral program to start making some pretty serious commissions, relatively painless in the sense that you don't have to do a bunch of content, you don't have to do a bunch of networking and all that good stuff. Now, I have another friend, he runs a newsletter in the entrepreneurial space, and he'll send buyers and sellers to us both. Whenever he doesn't have a sponsor in that newsletter, he'll just put the EF banner there as one of his links. Sometimes he'll talk about business we're selling, all that kind of good stuff too. And he drives tons of buyers our way as well. That monetizes his newsletter. If he can't get like a juicy sponsorship, he falls back on that. And some of our referral partners are getting even more tech enabled because we actually have an API. We're probably one of the most tech forward brokers out there. And we created a full blown API to where you can show our listings on autopilot, depending on what you're doing. We have a referral partner that does that. You can also embed our evaluation tool into your process. So there's some agencies that work in the Amazon FBA community who have now used our valuation tool API to show their prospective clients what kind of valuation they would get and what their valuation could be if they hired that agency to do more marketing, right? And at the same time, cooking that seller to us, or to them rather, for 2 years, right? If that client decides to go sell. A lot of agency owners like, well, I don't really want to refer people to you because I'll lose a client. But what they're not thinking about is when that client goes to sell, like say their client was that $2.5 million deal. How many months of retainer do you need to equate a $49,000 payday that you can get literally in a day with doing nothing, right? Like, of course, this takes longer than a day, right? They have to submit and all that kind of stuff. But you yourself, in terms of your actual work, you probably did it all in a day in terms of clicking the link and then them going through our process, right? So if you're an average marketing agency, you're looking at between 3 to 7 months of what you would have gotten paid on a retainer receipt up front that you now can run into, reinvest into your own acquisition engines and do it all over again. And of course, just like any good broker referring program, we can be old school too. So if you have friends, if you have a lot of peers, a lot of fellow e-commerce store owners or SaaS owners, all that kind of stuff, and you don't feel comfortable just sending them a link because you think it's like too dismissive, you can just email them to us. Once you join our referral program, you'll have access to my email as well as Lauren, who also helps me with the referral program. And every time you send one of those emails, we might ask a question or two and then direct them to the correct M&A advisor. And it's all done. We do it for you, where we log into your background and make sure that person is cookie to you, and you get to hand off your friend with someone that you trust to go and do a good deal. And historically, we do good deals, right? We've sold over 2,400 businesses at this point, and we have helped make over 90 millionaires at the moment of exit. So the reason why I'm making this video, partially other than to just shamelessly promote our referral program, is because I truly believe if you want to play entrepreneurship at the highest possible level, to me, there is no higher level than buying and selling businesses. This is where some crazy money can be made for very little amount of traffic. Now, again, I go back to my affiliate friends always say you should go after high ticket affiliate offers. I don't know an affiliate offer that can pay you as much as someone like us. And this is amazing as long as you're qualifying the traffic, right? So what makes a qualified referral at EF? It's very simple, and most of you can probably end up at least getting one. And all that is they've never looked at a business on our marketplace where they've actually gone into due diligence, what we call an unlock. which most people haven't. And the other thing is they've never submitted a business with us in the past for sale. And again, most people haven't. So that pretty much leaves the entire board open to you. And this doesn't have to be just big deals, right? If say you have an audience of a lot of niche site creators or a lot of faceless YouTube channel owners. We sell those all day. We just sold a close to a $500,000 faceless YouTube channel, and we sold anywhere between 50,000 to about 150,000 in between that. I think we have one a little over 200K too, but that's besides the point. Like, if you have an audience of a bunch of micro asset entrepreneurs who want to exit, we are also a fantastic resource because they only need to be making $2,000 in profit per month to more or less be qualified to be listed on our marketplace. Now, obviously, I would love an 8-figure listing. Like, we just sold a $13 million e-commerce store last year. We just sold a $7 million marketing agency, and we have another $10 million one that is most likely going to sell here relatively soon. But I say that because regardless of whether you're starting on the lower end of the valuations or on the higher end of the valuations, we can be this amazing partner for you where you can get into the game of M&A, the best game to play as an entrepreneur in my mind, for nothing. The referral program costs you nothing to do. You just need to do the marketing to send people over our way, hand it to us, we'll take care of it, and maybe we'll send you an $80,000 check as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A little bit different, promoting our referral program, but it's kind of like an unsung hero. Like, we paid out a lot of people for the last few years with this. And if you are an affiliate marketer looking for a new home, there's honestly no better affiliate program than ours in terms of like the payout potential versus the traffic you have to send over to us. So if you want to become a 6-figure or more per year affiliate, come on over to Grandpa Empire over here and sign up for our referral program. You'll find the link in the description below. Talk to you soon.